This video will guide a user on how to create a TV traffic request. First, you'll need to navigate to the TV Traffic SharePoint homepage. Once you're to the TV Traffic homepage, you'll see this request button. Click on this, and you'll be brought to the request. You'll notice that some of the information has auto-populated. For example, the date and the time is the current date and time, your name, your email, your organization, and for most people the phone number will populate as well. For me, I'm a contractor, so my number is not an AD. Once we've checked all this information and verify it's correct, we'll click the next button. Then we'll be brought to the next set of questions. First, you'll need to choose your service. If you click this drop down, you'll see a list of all the services. I'll go ahead and click one for now, and then I'll choose the service date, as well as enter in the service time. The next step is to choose the show. If your service does not have an existing show, you can click New Event and type in the event name along with the studio. But for now, we'll choose an existing show. So I'll click Request for Existing Show, and you'll see a Name of Show drop-down appears. As you'll notice, the show is based on the service that was chosen, so only shows in the Afghan service will show. So I'll click this, and then I'll choose the studio. The studio is also filtered based on the show that was chosen. Now that I've selected my show, I'll want to proceed to the next step. At the bottom of the page and at the bottom of all pages, you'll see these buttons to help you navigate throughout the form. If we click back, we could go back to the first screen, but for now we'll click Next. Now you'll be brought to the screen where you choose the type of request that you'd like to make. So if I click this, you'll see 4 different options. We have VOA facilities, a remote request, intake center request, and other. For now, I'll pick VOA facilities. You'll see the next drop-down is the Washington and Overseas VOA facilities drop-down. We'll choose a city. You'll see there's 2 radio buttons to choose: feed to Washington studio for live insert, or tape feed from TV Bureau to Washington. I'll choose one for now. If it's recorded in Washington, you have delete or other. If you choose other, you'll see a box that pops up for you to specify other, but I'll choose delete. Then we have the number of persons to set, and guest name and contact info. We can type in however many people we want here. For now, I'll just enter 1. Then we'll choose the language of guest. And here we can provide any additional information and instructions if we needed some. Now you'll notice there's an Add Item button. Let's say we want to add another request within the same request. We can click Add an Item, and we'll see we have the same options that were available above. So let's say we have more than one type, like that one was VOA facilities. Let's say we had a remote request or intake center request for this show. We would choose one of these other requests. So let's do remote requests from now so you can see what it looks like. We have type of remote, so we'll choose this drop down. There's stand-up, studio, and tape feed. I'll choose tape feed for now. We have number of cameras needed. I'll say 4. Studio, yes or no. Feed to Washington studio for live insert, or tape feed from TV Bureau to Washington. Choose one for now. Recorded in Washington, I'll say delete. Number of persons to set, and again we have the guest names and contact info. I'll type in test data for now. Language of guest. And then it asks, is this remote into an existing regular scheduled program? We would say yes or no. If there's any additional technical requirements, we can choose tape roll-ins, translation, makeup, or other, whichever one you'd like. If you choose other, the specified option will come up. Then you'll choose who this is paid for by, the TV traffic from the virtual budget, or your service. Now, for this type of request, the remote request, these need to have a supervisor signature. So what you'll need to do you'll see a print preview option. We can click print preview, and all of the information we just filled out will be summarized here for us to print. You'll see right here you can just click print form, and your printer options will come up for you to choose your printer and print right from this screen. Once I've printed here, I can go back and continue filling out any other requests. But for the certain requests that require supervisor signature, you'll need to do the print preview and print it out so you can go and get the signatures that you need. So we'll go ahead and click back because we still had other requests within this. You'll see this, all the information that you filled out is still here. So now let's go ahead and add one more item so you can see the third type of request, the intake center request. So if I choose this, we have type of intake, Skype intake, Streambox, Polycom, or iChat. I'll choose Skype intake for now. Then you'll have to type in the Skype ID and choose one of the radio buttons, feed to Washington Studio for live insert or tape feed from TV Bureau to Washington. Recorded in Washington, we'll choose delete, number of persons to set, and again we have the guest name and contact info. The language of the guest, and any additional information you need to provide. You'll notice this is another one that requires some signatures. So if you click print preview, then this will be all of the information that you just filled out, starting with the first screen and any information that whoever's signing it will need to know. So again, we'll just simply click this print form button, select our printer, and click print. When you're done, you'll click back, and then you'll submit your form. At the bottom, we'll see this submit button. So if we click this, then we'll be brought to the page that says thank you, your request has been successfully submitted, and you'll hear back from Enterprise Application Team shortly. You have successfully submitted your request. So now you can click this close button, and you'll be brought back to the TV traffic screen.